from the Harvard of Indian Law Schools, that is NLSIU Bangalore.
I hail from
So
a small
welcome,
town
Rahul.
called Peddapalli in Telangana. I'm from Telangana.
So how was your
Uh,
Clat journey and what was your AIR?
but however, with like while doing my CLAT preparation and after coming to NLS and getting the proper exposure to the field of law, I'm a first
Okay,
generation
so
lawyer.
which question do you find section which you find the most
Just which
difficult?
section I find most difficult? Uh, this is a section which I find I
Hello everyone, welcome to Fawyerz discussion session. Today we have a very special guest, Rahul. Rahul is a first year law student from the Harvard of Indian Law Schools, that is NLSIU Bangalore. So welcome Rahul to Fawyerz discussion session. So
hello.
how was your CLAT journey and what was your AIR?
I prepared for CLAT for 2 years for a period of 2 years. I prepared in Hyderabad and I secured a All India rank of 449 in CLAT 2024.
And how was your
Uh,
reaction to the result and what was the spirit the
yeah,
AIR?
like it was like after putting like fruits of labor, hard work are obviously will be good. Like I was over the moon to be honest. It was fun. Like after seeing the results after putting like working hard for 1.5 year, 2 years, and I was happy. My family was happy. All my teachers were happy. Everyone was happy. It was it was good.
And how was your CLAT journey? How did you prepare for CLAT? When did you realize you want to appear for CLAT?
Uh, I had an interest for law. You can say like everyone I think can relate to this. Like when lockdown hit, like in eighth or ninth, everyone went to social media. Everyone was browsing everything. At that point of time, I came across many, let's say, legal videos. Even like I had the period of seeing those IAS interviews, Rishi IAS interviews, and all other things. Like I was getting those fine touches of uh it may be the political ideologies or it may be the injustices, all other things. So I started to engage politically during like ninth and 10th. At that point of time, I was more or less like even my family more or less I planned on appearing for UPSC. So as many know, like many people who plan on appear to UPSC choose law as the backup. So in those lines, I had an interest in law, but my main goal, while I was choosing like whether I should go for a CLAT preparation, my mindset was like I will take UPSC exam, I will appear for the civil service examination, but uh, so with that idea, I started my CLAT preparation. After my 10th, there was an institution in Hyderabad. I hail from a small town called Peddapalli in Telangana. I'm from Telangana. Uh, so I went there. I joined. I simultaneously prepare for CLAT with my 11th and 12th. So I chose state board, obviously, when you have to like you have to divide your time towards a entrance exam and also have to, it would be quite, I felt like it's best for me to choose a state board. Then even my 10th, my schooling was also in state board. So it was not a big deal for me. So I chose a state board. Also my institution, the institution provided a CLAT coaching for me, while at the same time provided 11th and 12th. So I chose that, and I went to a boarding school which gave the coaching. But however, with like while doing my CLAT preparation and after coming to NLS and getting the proper exposure to the field of law, I'm a first generation lawyer, first generation graduate. So I don't have even in my father's circle or even in my friend's circle, like there is no lawyer, like not even very close. It's like very far fetched. Like maybe I know one or two lawyers. So look, I don't have any exposure to this field. So, but after
Mhm.
getting the exposure during my CLAT preparation, And after coming to NLS, now I'm very much interested in practicing law, joining the legal field. And however, I'm yet to decide, but more or less, I will go towards the legal field. It's yeah, like I am very much interested in legal field.
How was your reaction after seeing the CLAT 2024 paper, like during exam time?
So my preparation started in my 11th, right? So in my 11th, the exam was for 150 marks. And even the if you see the CLAT 2023 paper, which I have solved it, uh, I got an opportunity to go as a scribe for a PWD student, a physically disabled student
Okay.
in my institution. So while I just had to bubble the paper, but I had the opportunity to see the paper at first hand, like while everyone was writing the exam. So if you see that paper, if you compare 2023 paper and 2024 paper, it was like very easy. I was, to be honest, happy. I was happy because I solved I solved most of the questions, and I had a spare time of some 10 minutes or something. But I was disappointed in GK when it everyone like there were answers in the what do you say, paragraph. I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, in though like it was, but nonetheless I was happy with the paper. But after the paper, I was realizing one other thing, what would be the cutoffs? Like everyone feared, like what would be the cutoff? But luckily, I have made it, and that's all. Like, but I was disappointed in one extent. Like, I didn't know that there were answers in the passages, because when you solve mocks, like you don't read passages in GK.
Yeah,
So
you just skim
I'm
through it
disappointed.
and
You
just
just
read it.
skim. To be honest, I don't even skim through. I just go for the questions. I just go for the question.
Okay.
Like you will get the context, like what is the questions they are asking. So I went directly to the question. So I didn't see like there was a passage something. I didn't know there were answers in the passage. So I left out some GK questions. After the exam, I realized, okay, there are answer in this. Had if I gone for those TR4 marks, my score would have been increased more, like with 4 or 5 marks, which is a very huge big deal in competitive exams. And flat 24, all the like I know some of my friends, there was like just because of 0.25 score, their ranking is different. Like was there was a gap of thousands because of
Yeah.
0.24 score. Yeah.
And
Overall,
like which
CLAT
section?
2024 was good.
Okay, so like which
Uh,
question do you find, section which you find like the most
just
difficult?
which section I find most difficult? Uh, this is a section which I used to find difficult, but to be honest, which I also started to love with my CLAT preparation. Uh, Everyone, I think logical reasoning used to be my, like I feel I used to find like starting May, so it was like starting I felt it was difficult, but with time, uh, I got my scores in the subject increased, and I started to love logical reasoning and all. But if you ask me from my whole to like 2 years of preparation, I would say logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is a subject which may be to small extent uh, I find it difficult, like compared to the legal reasoning, English or quant. It's
And like how do you find like giving mock test series? Like how many mock
Do it, you need to learn from the people who have already done it. Subscribe and click the bell icon.